Hi students, today I'll be explaining about simplified IoT architecture. In the previous slides we have seen about M2M and overall IoT architecture with the 7 layers. We call it as a reference IoT architecture. There is a next version which is a simplified IoT architecture. Let me quickly move on to the simplified IoT architecture. Yes, I hope everybody could see this screen. So this is a framework where the number of layers were brought it down from 7 to 3. So this framework is having two parallel stacks. We could see here leftmost part we call it as a core functional IoT stack. The rightmost part which is a data management and computing stack. Right. So we could see complete functionality of this IoT architecture based on this three sublayers. So let me explain you all regarding the core functional IoT stack. Before that, you could see rightmost side of this slide is included with the detailed or enhanced view of this simplified IoT architecture again. So usually here we could call this as a basic model also. Why? Because all the 7 layers we brought it down to 3. So this is a reduced framework with a pair of 3 layer stacks. So we can call it as a basic model. And here if you can see again this core IoT functional stack is further divided into 3 layers, which is with the you can see network functions followed with the communication layer, then again the application layer. So this network functions, we know what are the functions of this network, right? Like the functions is it has to connect with the firewalls, then traffic, then storage part, computation part, control part, connecting with the routers. All these are the functions of these networks. Also communication layer, here if you can see it is again subdivided into 4 categories. To access the network, again this is a component. Also gateways and then backhaul connectivity. To transport the information here and there we need this IP transport, and there are certain operations and then management functionality, so that we need operations and management sublayers. So again the communication layer, to perform its work, it is dependent on these 4 sublayers. Right, application layer of IoT, if you can see, like application layer is meant for the security purpose along with the data transformation. This application layer it will be having both the analytics related to industry and related to the specific connectivity within the network with all its components. So this application layer also, it is completely deals with the data analytics, data components, both the analytics and control system it will deal. So like we know that security is also prime component. For the entire architecture, the security will be taken care both from the network connectivity and from the data management perspectives. So in detail, the role played by the core functional stack we will see further. So core functional stack, yes, the main key element here is connection or the connectivity of the unconnected things. So complete IoT is based on the smart objects only, because bringing the unconnected things to the connectivity is the concept. So how we can say like these objects become smart means based on the information what they have and based on the corresponding actions. So what we call the information together, like at that particular instant what kind of information it is generating, that was a contextual information, and it is served for what kind of actions. So together we say like the object is smarter. So maybe the actions may vary. We can say the actions are self-contained here. How we can say the actions are self-contained in the sense, most of the cases as per the application the task will be performed. So we can say like the actions are self-contained, and most of the cases the management platform. So however the data we are going to manage, that is based on the data which is collected from the smarter object. So based on that the data should be processed. So most of the situations, the management platform, it mainly used to serve the purpose of data processing, which is collected from the smarter objects. That is one more thing. So we know that components of the IoT network layer, again, things layer is one of the major important thing. There are different types of sensors, actuators and devices are connected here. And we know the communication layer, as usual, accessing the network layer, gateways, network transport layer, network management sublayer, everything we have seen in the previous slide, right? So here, the role played by the things layer and communication network layer again plays a vital important role to connect the components and to process the data generated through the components. Like things layer means all the physical devices like sensor, actuators, which are required to generate the information to connect to the world, what kind of information is required and what are the different kinds of that particular environment where these devices are connected. Because everywhere, based on the connectivity of that particular device in the environment, the data generation may be different again. So things layer plays a major important role. Next one is about the communications network layer. We know that all the smart objects were not self-contained, means it is not like they will communicate within the network or among themselves. They have to communicate with the external system. You could see the diagram down. So like applications, communication and things, these three plays a main important role in the core functional stack. Yes, you could see here what kind of things we are connected and what kind of components that we are used for the accessibility of the data based on the technology and distance. So application and analytics layer plays a vital important role, as I mentioned. So we know that it is a topmost layer and the data which is collected from the smart objects will be processed here. And when it is going to process, it has to take its own decision, to analyze the condition of that particular application, that particular environment. Accordingly, the behavioral parameters will be keep on changing, right? So see, if you can take an example of connecting the devices to the router, nearby devices the signal strength will be good, and if the distance is far from the router, then again the signal quality may be going down. So accordingly, the behavior will be changing. The same manner, so the data which is collected need to be processed, and it has its own behavior, its own conditions to analyze and to act accordingly. Right, you can see the example of things here and communication network layer. There are different types of sensors and then actuators. Like you can see the applications based on mobility and then throughput. Like the number of tasks performed and how the objects has to move here and there, everything. So we have different types of group of sensors here. So digital signage and you can say like industrial sensors where we can use them in the pumps, motors, weather monitoring sensors, fire and safety, security control. Here all the applications is given. Based on the applications, the sensors should easily adapt to that environment and it has to act, and we should get the high throughput, right? And there are certain conditions where we may receive the low throughput also, means number of tasks completed may be less during that particular environment based on that prevailing situations. So things were mostly important. And communication layer, yes, the radius, within that particular radius the devices will be connected. It may be less than 10 centimeters, 5 kilometers, 100 kilometers. We know, right, there are different types of networks, like wireless area network. In a similar manner, wireless personal area network, home area network, then local area network, WLAN, then low power wide area networks. It depends upon certain radius, right? So these ranges will be restricted, or it may not be restricted, depends upon the type of the network what we are connected. So anyway, this communication network layer plays an important role to connect this smart objects to the world. Yes, the last one from this presentation is about the technologies. Yes, I have shown different types of ranges where you can connect within the network. In the same manner, there are some technologies where it offers the connectivity with the flexibility parameter. So there are different types of possibilities for this communication, right? We know all the topologies. Like there are different types of topologies which we know, like point to multi-point technologies and all. It's all about the connectivity what we see. I hope like it's all about the connectivity what we see. And there are different types of technologies based on the cost, power and the bandwidth. So we know some of the technologies like star topology, what do you say, mesh, bus topology, point to multi-point, all these things were there. All these are the topologies which specifies us regarding the connectivity and the communication. So there are different types of topologies that we have. See, if you can look at the diagram, it's just simply a comparison between different types of technologies based on the cost, power and then bandwidth. So wireless cellular network, then mesh topology, then Wi-Fi with different ranges, everything you could see here. This comparison shows like from the previous years, like how the technology transition has taken place based on the cost, based on the power and based on the this one bandwidth. So we know different types of topologies, right? All these topologies will allow us to connect with the network. Star topology, mesh topology, bus, ring and clustered stars, etc., etc. Yes. So in the star topology, usually we know that nodes will be connected to a central point, which we call that as a hub. So in the same manner, that particular node will transmit a message to the hub, which is connected. In the same manner, like clustered stars, in the sense, it is just like with the branches. You could see the figure. It is just like with the branches. They are the devices which will have its own attributes in that star network. That's the only difference. So star topology, all the nodes connected in a hub. In the clustered star, just like the star topology will be having its own branches and which will be having its own attributes. There are different types of topologies which we could see. Like we know hierarchical topology and there are different types, right? Bus topology, point to point, then multi-point, all those things were there. So topology means just how you can connect and communicate with the network. That is the main role. Physical topology, logical topology and all we have, right? Point to point means direct link will be there between the two devices, that is point to point. And in the same manner, bus topology, if you can see, there will be a single cable like where in which all the nodes will be connected. In the same manner, ring topology, like within a ring network, all the devices will be connected with the neighboring devices. And I hope like I explained what is star topology. All the devices will be connected to a hub. And in the mesh topology, I guess there will be a unique network with each computer connects with the other one. So it means to say each computer on the network connects to the other here. So the connection between all the devices of the network is point to point here. Most of the devices connected similarly with the full topology, like that. So all these were the topological structures which provides the communication within the network. And with these topologies, like there will be a flexibility to connect within the network. All the devices can connect within the network. That's all about this topology. Thank you.